You're not afraid of dying. You're afraid of not having lived. You're afraid that one day you'll look back and realize you were never truly there for your own life. That you spent years walking through days like corridors, always looking ahead, never noticing the walls around you. We treat time like it's a bank account that replenishes itself at midnight. But it doesn't. Every day is a withdrawal, a quiet subtraction you barely notice until the balance gets low. The tragedy isn't that life is short. The tragedy is that we waste so much of it on things we don't care about, for reasons we don't understand. We think time will wait while we figure things out, that we can keep pushing what matters to the side, the dream, the trip, the conversation, the confession, the leap. We say, not now. But not now becomes not ever. And by the time we feel the urgency, the door is already closing. It's not your fault. You were trained to believe that life is preparation, that your real self is always in the future, after you're more successful, more disciplined, more worthy. But that future version of you never arrives because they were never real. They were just a shadow cast by a system that profits from your dissatisfaction. You've been told that you have time, but not for the things that actually matter. You have time to scroll, to perform, to meet deadlines, but not time to sit in silence, not time to watch the light change through your window, not time to ask yourself, am I really alive? There is a cost to postponing your own presence, and it's not dramatic, it's subtle. You don't notice the moment your life becomes passive. You just feel numb, or tired, or lost. You start to confuse activity with meaning, movement with purpose. You fill your calendar, but empty your soul. And when the days finally catch up with you, you'll realize you were there for all of them, but never truly inside them. This is the illusion of infinite time. It tells you there will always be more chances, more clarity, more courage, but some things don't come back. Not the childhood dreams you forgot, not the relationships you neglected, not the years you spent being someone else. But what if you stopped waiting? What if, instead of building your life around a future that may never arrive, you decided to live like the present was all you had? Not in a reckless way, not in some romanticized fantasy of abandoning everything, but in the quiet, deliberate way of someone who's finally tired of sleeping through their own existence. Maybe you don't need to change everything. Maybe you just need to be here, for real, for once, fully awake, fully aware, fully honest with yourself about what matters and what doesn't. We keep saying someday. Someday I'll slow down. Someday I'll spend more time with the people I love. Someday I'll write that book, take that trip, make that change. But someday isn't a day. It's a comfort blanket, a way to pretend you have control while doing nothing. And life slips by quietly, politely, without asking for your permission. And life slips by quietly, politely, without asking for your permission. You wake up and it's 5 years later. You blink and your 20s are gone. You check your calendar and realize half the year has already disappeared, and you were never really present for any of it. Just busy, just surviving, just getting by. The truth is, you will never feel ready. You will never feel like the timing is perfect, or that you finally become the best version of yourself. Growth doesn't wait for clarity. It happens in the middle of chaos, when you move anyway. You think the future will be less overwhelming than the present, but it won't be. It'll be filled with the same doubts, the same noise, the same tired routines, unless you decide to break the pattern. Unless you choose to stop postponing your aliveness. We act like we're rehearsing, like the real thing hasn't started yet. But this is the real thing. These days, these quiet, ordinary, easily forgotten days, they are your life, and they won't repeat themselves. You don't get a do-over. You don't get to go back and be more present with your friends, or take more walks under the sky, or finally say what you've been meaning to say. Every unspoken truth, every skipped moment, every ignored calling, they pile up. Until one day, you look in the mirror and realize you became someone you never meant to be. But it's not too late. It's never too late. Not for presence, not for honesty, not for courage. You don't have to tear your life apart to start living it. You just have to pause, breathe, ask yourself, if this was all there is, would I be okay with it? And if the answer is no, don't panic, don't run, just listen. Somewhere deep inside, something is whispering the truth you've avoided. You already know what matters. You just forgot to make space for it. Start with one thing. Say no to what feels heavy. Say yes to what lights you up, even if it's small. Make art. Call someone you miss. Sit in silence without needing to be productive. Let your heart be messy, unoptimized, free. Stop living as if your worth is tied to what you can produce. You were not born to be a machine. You were born to be alive. To notice the breeze, to taste your coffee, to cry when it hurts, to laugh so hard it doesn't make a sound, to look at the stars and feel both insignificant and infinite. The time you think you're saving by rushing through life, it doesn't get stored. It gets lost. Every time you say, "I'll feel it later," or "I'll rest after this," you're gambling with something you can never win back. You're spending your life on things you don't even remember. And one day, maybe soon, you'll wish you had stopped. You'll wish you had paused. You'll wish you had dared to be present, even if just for a moment. You're running out of time, but not because death is near. You're running out of the kind of time that matters, time that's yours, time that's real, time that tastes like freedom, like love, like truth. You don't need more hours in the day. You need fewer lies, less pretending, less delay. Because when you stop waiting, you start living. And that's where everything begins. Maybe the most dangerous thing isn't that we run out of time. It's that we convince ourselves we haven't. That we keep living as if life is on layaway, as if the real moments are still ahead and right now doesn't count. But what if this was it? Not in a dark, depressing way, in a freeing, soul-awakening way. What if this version of you, the imperfect, uncertain, trying your best version, was already worthy of joy, of presence, of peace? What if there was nothing you needed to prove first? The truth is, life doesn't warn you. It doesn't tap you on the shoulder and whisper, "This is your last sunset you'll notice," or "This is the final time your friend will call just to talk." It moves forward, gently and without pause, and the tragedy is never in how short it is, but in how long we take to wake up to it. You will not remember most of the days you were productive. You won't treasure the hours spent answering emails or chasing approval. You won't lie on your deathbed wishing you had spent more time in meetings or perfecting your morning routine. What you'll remember are moments. The time someone laughed with their whole body, the silence between two people who finally understood each other, the time you stood in the rain and felt more alive than ever for no reason at all. That is the currency of life. Not achievements, not titles, not optimization, but experiences that make you feel something real. When you live only for the future, you bankrupt your present. And when you live only to impress others, you abandon the very person you were meant to become. So maybe the invitation is simple. Come back to yourself. Slow down. Feel the breath in your chest. Let it remind you, you're still here. You still have time. Not to do more, but to be more. More present, more awake, more human. Let go of the idea that your life has to look a certain way to be meaningful. It doesn't need to be impressive. It needs to be honest. It needs to feel like something you actually want to wake up to. That's the difference between existing and living. Existing is sleepwalking. Living is choosing, and you get to choose again and again and again, because this moment, this one right here, It's not a placeholder. It's not a rehearsal. It's the main act, and you're in it right now. Don't wait for life to knock louder. It's already whispering, in the quiet, in the breath, in the feeling you can't explain. Listen to it, answer it, and maybe, just maybe, you'll stop running from time and finally run with it.